Hi, I think as a collective, it's really important at this juncture to, while it's important to realize all the ways in which everything is so broken, maybe don't exclusively focus on that. Like, I bring attention to it so that you can see, so it can start training an awareness in you that allows you to see the bigger picture and everything. I think people are foaming at the mouth because they're understandably upset at just like the level of manipulation of the masses, and they're cannibalizing each other because that's just the nature of how we run things. Um, I think it's important all the ways to explore that it can be better, because yeah, we can be mad about it all we want that like so and so, these people with this authority and this leadership has a responsibility. The thing is, they're not going to meet that responsibility, and you know that, and that's why people are so pissed, and then they're eating each other up over it because they're so ready to perceive their neighbor as like not on their side when really the issue is nuanced, right? It's like, okay, yeah, it sucks and it's broken. What are the ways it can be better, And I'm not talking about like deporting immigrants or some stupid shit like that. Like, you need to like get out of this mindset of thinking you need to go to war with somebody. Okay, you don't, because this is what people are not going to fucking tell you. That shit is going to sort itself out because the people who want to uphold those self-cannibalizing systems are going to be eaten alive by their own system. Yeah, they are doing the most to rob from you, and retaliation is definitely right, but the thing is, though, the people who are going to survive, okay, this next wave, because we're trying to move out of that warring energy. War is just not. We're trying to cling to a previous mode of humanity that's just no longer viable at this stage, okay? Because yes, there's always been war. I've never believed that humans are inherently cruel. I think that's just a very comfortable narrative that causes us to accept a lot of things we don't have to accept. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that with what's coming, the people who will survive into the next phase are going to be the ones who, in spite of all the pressures, find a way to help each other. And there's like a really good video, maybe I'll see if I can find it, talking about how like the best way to dismantle capitalism is to find unity and common ground even with people you don't usually agree with, okay? We can all agree that everybody is being oppressed in some way and being manipulated, that we are not getting our due, whatever, right? The problem is uniting under a banner of anger and hatred versus uniting under a banner of compassion and empathy for your neighbor and hope. You need to have hope. Okay, one takes despair way too far, and which causes people to do horrible things. Ultimately, when people are hateful, it is stemming from a place of great fear and despair. Okay, it is. And you need to, it's like people feel they have nothing left to lose, okay? You have to do away with that. You have to be hopeful. You have to be your own self-fulfilled prophecy, okay? You need to be hopeful in the pockets of humanity that genuinely want good for the world and genuinely, despite who you are, want to see you at your best and want to see their families at their best. The individual thrives when the idea of individualism dies, okay? When the community thrives, the individual thrives, okay? So the people who want to harp on this thing with MAGA and stuff, they're still very much in their ego, and I don't entirely listen. It's so easy. It is so easy to villainize people. It is so easy. It's so much harder to humanize them. It is so much harder to humanize them. You have to understand that these are really sick people, that they're hurting in ways, and while that's not an excuse, you also, it's counterproductive, right? To see all the ways of, well, we can never get along. Okay, I'm not asking you to be politically accepting of like people who support like white supremacy or something, which is what I'm sure people think I'm asking them to do. I'm saying be the change you wish to see in the world And by demonstrating your own empathy encourages a domino effect of that. Like, people will want to reflect that, okay? And they feel unheard and unimportant, and that's why they're the biggest victims of, like, the ego thing. Like, Trump makes them feel important, you know? That's why they feel like, oh, they're more important than everybody else. It's because they've been sufficiently lacking that feeling of feeling listened to and feeling they have any value in society. Because our society is constantly blaring at you. You're not important, you're a cog. You're a cog, you're a cog. And by the way, this person is the reason you're a cog. It's not the, don't look up here, look over here. But just stop focusing on how broken the system is all the time and start focusing on all the ways it can be fixed, and not by demanding that of your leader. You should demand that of your leadership, but at this juncture, we know the current leadership has no interest in that. They're not interested in a greater good for humanity, okay? They're interested in the greater good for their chair, okay? They want to sit in their chair. They want to keep that chair. And believe me, they are constantly backstabbing each other, like constantly. Like, they don't really need your help in taking themselves down, because it's not a sustainable thing. It's never been. It's never been, you know? It's about, okay, how can you come together as a community? You have common goals. Don't focus on the things that make you different. Focus on the things that unite you, okay? And it should never, the unifying factor should never be something hateful, okay? It should not be, oh, this person also agrees that Mexicans are taking our jobs. Like, no, no. The unifying factor should be, we want better for our children. We deserve to have good, healthy food. And we deserve to do things in our lives and spend our time doing things we love. Like, that should be the thing. It's like, okay, well, how can we do that? Just, there does not need to be violent insurrection. There doesn't. Like, people don't understand how embarrassingly easy it can be. Like, there's like a word. Don't immediately, don't out of fear immediately comply, like pre-attempted compliance. It's not those words exactly, I can't remember, but that's the term they use. That's the danger, because you're already setting the precedence that you're going to do what you're told. Okay? If at any given time, a government only has authority over you because people, the public, collectively agree that they do. Now, yes, they have guns and stuff, and they're going to probably try to shut it down. I'm sorry, it doesn't really matter how many guns you have. Like, you can't really compete with drones. The thing is, though, they need you, okay? They need you at any given time. If all of America just, like, stopped recognizing that body of authority and just did what they, like what they're doing in North Carolina, no, like, they don't give a shit about what happened to those people. So they just said, okay, screw you. We're just going to get together and do this ourselves. That's what you have to do. Just be like, okay, we're not going to pay attention to you. You don't care about us and our needs. So we're going to establish our own system here that's actually functional, that actually takes care of each other. And with what's going to come, those are the people that will be left over, okay? The people who cannot play like that are naturally going to be filtered out. Like, you don't need to be in this mindset of we're going to war, okay? Like, that's, please, you need to find common ground. That's the best way to dismantle capitalism. That is the best way to dismantle oppressive forces. And I'm going to make another video, I think, talking about why do people accept horrible things. Like, and I'm not just talking about, oh, because they're brainwashed and they're sheep. Like, no, it speaks to a deeper thing. Like, I'm even talking about, like, why do people want so badly to believe in oppressive institutions of religion? Like, why do people want so badly to believe an idea of, like, an eternal hellfire for people, you know? And how does buying into those systems basically engender you to accept horrible things happening to your fellow man, you know, and like, and to certain points even revel in it, you know? So anyway, just, we need to focus on that part of it, okay? Please. You know, the world will keep going. The people who truly want happiness and love and everything, they will have it. Like, but it would be nice if more people were on board.